Hi guys, in this video we are going to be talking about station models, and specifically we're not talking about the station model as a whole, but we're just looking at the barometric pressure, also known as the air pressure. And right now the way that we're used to seeing air pressure on our station model is we see it as like a 3-digit code at the top of the station model. Maybe something like this. We might see 986. Okay, but that's not really a true air pressure reading. If we look at a barometer, or if we look in our eCert, when we look at air pressure measured in millibars, we actually are more likely to see numbers like this: 1040, 1020, 1000, or if we go down, they go a little bit lower to 992 or in the higher 900 range. So when we have a air pressure listed on a station model like this isn't the true air pressure. It is just a code that meteorologists use when listing the air pressure on a station model. So let's go ahead and look at the rules for how to figure out what the true air pressure is. Okay, so here it says on a station model, the barometric pressure is listed as a 3-digit code. However, if you look at the pressure chart on page 13 of your ESRT, barometric pressures are actually 4 or 5-digit numbers. In order to decode the pressure on a station model, you must add a 9 or a 10 to the front of the number, and then place a decimal point before the final digit. Below are 3 rules for remembering how to convert the barometric pressure code to pressure in millibars. So our first rule number 1, if the first digit is less than 5, add a 10 to the front of the number. Or if the first digit is equal to or greater than 5, we add a 9 to the front of the number. After we add either the 9 or the 10, then we add a decimal between the last 2 numbers. So let's go ahead and try this out. We're going to go through all of the steps here. So just to start, on this station model, in example number 1, the code is listed up at the top right corner, barometric pressure. This station model lists a barometric pressure code of 146, but that is not my true pressure. I have to convert it. Here, the first digit is 1, so it is less than 5. If we go back to our rules, we remember if the first digit is less than 5, we add a 10 to the front of the number. So step 3, I must add a 10 to the front of the number. So I'm going to write 10, and then I'm going to write the code that is listed on the station model. 10146. I'm not done yet though. My next step, now I will add a decimal point between the last 2 numbers. So in this case, I will add a decimal point between the 4 and the 6. When I do this, I get 1014.6. Like always, I can't forget my units. My final barometric pressure is 1014.6 millibars. Let's try another example. In example 2, looking at the station model, the barometric pressure code listed on the station model is 516. Step 1, This station model lists a barometric pressure code of 516. The first digit here is 5, so it is greater than or equal to 5. So back to our rules. If the first number is greater than or equal to 5, I must add a 9 to the front of the number. I add a 9. I write down my number, 516. Now I have to add a decimal point. Between the last two numbers, here it's a 1 and a 6. Between the 1 and the 6. When I do this, I get 951.6. Don't forget my units. My final barometric pressure is 951.6 millibars.